Hello Publicity fans, this is Mark from My Size Hedge Fund, and we're back with the Decklist of the week, which is On The Go Blue Sun. Find ourselves up against Andromeda, which is going to be challenging because of the sheer economy that they can generate. The opening hand is great though. Paywall should hopefully keep Tamusian in check somewhat. And an oversight for, unfortunately, we don't have the economy for it. I'm gonna go paywall and hope they don't have an employee strike, because that will break us in more ways than one. But we got pretty much the dream start with ice. I mean, Miramadu is great. They are going to be running with data sucker and everything like that, so we can make a little bit of bank. Security testing, so a lot of encouraging signs for us at the moment, provided they don't have a current. Orion is great. This start couldn't have been much better, really. Let's put it on archives instead. Let's oversight it and let's get some more money. So we can still afford to res everything. It's going to be challenging for them to break this, but of course it's possible. And we will shut that down. We want to keep our off the grid after all. Trashing passport and data sucker. Perhaps we should have let them in somewhere, but no, we're going to be getting a lot of money. Ooh, Tamusian gone. I am delighted to see that. So we'll get a big beefy Orion back. And we could nearly try and slam this. Sure, it frees up archives for them, but if we can get it to hit, it's pretty great, and it is the rushing that we're supposed to be doing. So let's try it out. Oops. Oh, clicking all over the place at the moment. Server 2. Let's not install it out on its own. So Inside Job obviously beats us here. And I mean, they could have a breaker as well. But I think we got to rush for this. See what we can do. Try and put the pressure on somewhat. That's been one of my mistakes so far playing this deck. And we are going to get it. So DNA tracker is going to be pretty good for us as well. We can slam it on HQ if we want to stop him there. It's going to cost passport a decent amount of money, 2, 4, 7. It's not bad. Data sucker will of course make things a little more bearable for them. Enigma, less good, but still a bit of a tax. So if you haven't seen this deck yet, the idea is that you rush out agendas early when they're not too set up. Later in the game, you try and get your Christian grid on HQ, you get your off the grid into a scoring server. You can either motion out or you can just go for a regular advance. And that is supposed to keep you tipping away then. The deck author made a good point that you don't need a huge stack of ice on HQ. Like 2 Miramadis and the Christian grid will cost them a pretty penny. Like you're looking at 3 for each piece of ice, plus the 5 to trash the Christian. That is nothing to be sneezed at. Another Earthrise come down. Yeah, let's get that on archives. We can put this on HQ, I think. So let's draw one, see if things improve. This is good. So that onto archives, this on HQ, and that should keep us nice and safe. Next turn we will hopefully get like a Project Atlas. We're going to be waiting another turn, I suppose. But then it'll be a case of, oh, this is bad for them. So I suppose we trash Corroder. They may run 2, but they still have to find it, and we get to Temujin as well. So that's fantastic. Sure. Cost them 2 credits at least. We can afford it. They see what we're up to though. So the jig is up. An employee strike, okay. So it came later than they would have liked, but still causes some problems for us. So DNA tracker is going to be expensive for them to get through. Well, actually, not the first time, because they have a ton of data suckers built up. So it'll just be 3, 6. Then they got to trash the Crisium. That is not the one we wanted. But we can still set up for next turn. So that onto HQ. This into our scoring server. And next turn we go for the install events. Especially while they're costing themselves a little bit of money. So we're going for the R&D lock. Oversight. No, let's just go for the install events twice. Let's res this. We can res Crisium as well to prevent the councilman play. Maybe wise. And we still have enough to res DNA tracker as well. It's going to cost 3, 6, 11, and then back through again. If we res this, we still have just enough to get out the global food. Yog. But they've made themselves very poor in the process. So they can get the R&D lock. We can get this scored. And then we can get like oversight over here. No, that'd be a terrible idea with this amount of data suckers and Yog out. So with Corroder gone, I think we go for that instead. And now we're just looking for our last 2-pointer, but getting through this lock could be a challenge. We can bounce this. We can get our curtain wall down. We can oversight it if we want. It may not be a great idea. We may want to see how they're dealing with things first. Employee strike is back out again, so yeah, I don't want to be doing that then. They can get through it twice for free. No, many times for free actually. So not great for us. So instead let's just money up, pop this onto R&D instead of the Enigma. Take a credit. Fortunately a credit short, but hopefully they don't try their luck too much. They don't have much to fear, aside from sentries, but we'll see. They're probably feeling a little bit brave. Another data sucker. Okay, so keeping that down is going to be an impossibility. Now, here we go. Here's the big dig. Trash and Jackson, which would have been useful for us. And they get off the grid for free. So no agenda's coming. Which means we can take some time. Crisium grid, it doesn't do a lot for us. I think we just money up and get ourselves ready to res this. We could oversight it as well. I'm hoping they don't have a parasite. That would really, really hurt. Next turn I think we purge. And then we can oversight, I think curtain, no. We need to get our paywall back. Ah, we got their only fracture. And that is the danger of, well, criminal in general. And running without a sentry breaker. So yeah, things worked out pretty well. Did they have another way? Obviously no sneak door. I'm not sure what they were doing in terms of sentries. But yeah, curtain wall was definitely the way to go. This deck packs some powerful barrier breakers, so it's just going to be a matter of time of drawing through, getting our cards and combos in place, and scoring out. So I hope you enjoyed. Thank you very much for watching, and come over to Ice Hedge Fund for more from myself.